Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. He spoke it not in a library or in a university. He was not sitting in a nice armchair, but it was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So we are on the battlefield of life, and we're facing so many challenges. So today we'll be going out to distribute a few Bhagavad Gitas to the people. This is a short PowerPoint presentation on step-by-step how to present the Gita so people are a little bit more favorable. How many of you have never distributed books so far? Okay. Okay. The others have a little bit of experience. Is there more people out there, or that's it? Or everybody else left? So, we're going to go through this. You can ask questions at any point. We will do not more than 20 minutes, maximum 9. Each and every one of us has to do is we have to find our own personal reasons. Why do I distribute these books? Because people will ask you, okay, you're a businessman, you know, you're well-to-do, you look like you're doing okay. Why are you out here? Why are you doing what you're doing? And then you've got to have a reason. Not just, oh, you know, something you heard somewhere, but something what you feel strongly about. In French it's called raison d'être, the reason to be. What's your reason to be out here? And if your reason to be out here is very strong, is very convincing, then you'll be able to convince others. But first we must convince ourselves. If we are not convinced, we can't convince anybody else. Then people will look at you and they'll say, if I get this book, then will I start to look like you? And then if you're like depressed or confused or disturbed, then they say, I don't want to become like you. So our first and foremost duty as preachers is to be happy in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise people say, I don't want what you have. Because it seems, whatever it is, it seems it's not working. Because what I'm seeing here is not, is not convincing. So you have to find your own personal reasons. Why am I a Hare Krishna devotee? Why am I distributing Bhagavad Gita? Why am I out here today? You've got to have your own reasons. Because people will ask you, and Maya will ask you, she will challenge you. You could be on the Gold Coast enjoying life, you could be in the office making money, you could be at home with your family. Why you're out here talking to people who are hostile, inimical, critical, you know, confused, like that? Because if you're a doctor, you have a job, you have a mission to do. And sometimes patient may appreciate, sometimes patient may not appreciate, sometimes patient may try to harm or hurt the doctor. But still, doctor is doing his job, like mother or father, you know, with the children. It's not that always they're appreciating, you know. Quite the contrary. So you have to continue doing your job. Even if they say, you know, I don't appreciate. So this presentation is called How to Sell a Gita on its Own Merit. You can tell people, oh, we're coming from here and we're going over there and we're collecting money for the ants in Africa and for the starving elephants in Rajasthan. So give us some money. And people will give you some money and they will walk away with a book. But it's not the same thing. Because they will not be inspired to read, they will not be inspired to come. You know, it's just another charity thing. Like there is so many out there. But if you know how to show people that this is something very valuable, this is something extraordinary, they will actually become inspired to read the book and to have some interaction with us. So when we are out there, we are ambassadors of goodwill. You all know what an ambassador is. Like if you would be the ambassador of India to Australia, you know, it's a very important job because you represent the entire nation to this country. You're not just, you know, Prakash, you know, Chatterjee, or you are India for these people. So in the same way, for these people out there, we are Krishna, Prabhupada, ISKCON, Hare Krishna, Indian culture, everything. That's you. You're representing that. So that carries some responsibility. So people are watching how you behave, how you act, what you do. An ambassador cannot just go out and, you know, do anything he likes because it will reflect on the country in the same way. So we are representatives of Prabhupada. When we're going out, we're ambassadors of goodwill. We want to spread goodwill. Even if a person doesn't take, tell them, thank you for your valuable time. Thank you for looking at this. So you leave everybody with a good impression. People have different size of cup. Some have small, some have big. You try to pour some nectar into each and everybody's cup. Like that. So no matter what their capacity is. Some people only can take a friendly face and some nice words of encouragement. And they look at the book, they touch it, but they don't want to buy. Never mind. They will see the books again. Because we'll make sure that they will see the books again. And if they have 1 or 2 or 3 favorable impressions, at one point they have to take it. They'll be forced, they'll be impelled to take it. Like I know so many devotees, they didn't take the book the first time they came in contact with the devotees. It took some time for them to warm up. So we're starting on the presentation here. There is sufficient merit in our books that if you simply describe them sincerely to anyone, they will buy. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. So we need to know the art of presenting what's in the books. That means we have to read the books. Because people will ask you, what does it say there in the Gita? You know, that banyan tree, roots going up, branches down. You may say, no, this is not botany, you know, this is philosophy. No, but Krishna is talking about the banyan tree. So you have to know this. So we have to read the books ourselves. You might not know Sanskrit and grammar and details and this and that, but you have to know the concept, the idea, so that people will be convinced that you know. Now, when we approach people, the first thing is, what we do is we make eye contact. Like I'm looking at you. I'm making eye contact all the time to make sure that, you know, you're with me. Work with me, people, you know. You have to make the connection with the people. Then the second thing you do is you greet them. Hey, hi, how are you doing? Then you move towards them. Now if you go door to door, the people are not running away. They're already there. They're very comfortable. That's nice. So, then what do you say? The first thing I say is, hello, do you live here? And although it seems very simple, right? But it's very profound. Because the person will answer with yes. Most likely. 95% of the time. Yes, I do live here. And it's very important to get a favorable response from a person. You don't immediately start speaking about whatever you want to speak. But you ask people questions. And not closed-ended questions which they'll answer with. Because if you get 3 times no in a row, you believe in God? No. You want to buy this book? No. You know? But open-ended questions. Like, how is it going? You can't say yes or no. Now, if you ask, do you live here? You could say no, but it doesn't really matter because most people will say yes. And then I say, oh, wonderful, very nice. So let me show you one of these. We're showing these or presenting these to all the nice people who live here in the area, in the neighborhood. And then, boom, the book goes into their hand. Always give the book in the hand of the person. Don't keep the book. The book wants to go to that person, so you have to give it. Because, you know, the hand wants to take things. But if you keep it, then it will stay with you. But if you give it, they will become attached, and they will want to have it. So you put the book into their hand, and then what I tell them is, books on meditation and yoga teaches you how to get free from stress. Have you heard of stress before? And everybody says yes. And then I say, really? But you look very peaceful. What is your secret? So I ask them a question. And then they say either, oh, I'm walking with my dog, or I'm a very nice person, or I do some meditation or something. But I get them to talk a little bit. It's very important. So don't just go there and start talking. But you ask the person a little something. And you respond to that. Much more powerful. Because they feel like they're part of the interaction. So then, I put the book in their hand, I say the thing about stress, and then I say, this book teaches you how to do meditation and yoga, how to get free from stress, because it's a very stressful world these days, right? And people are like, you know, tell me about it, you know, my job, my life, my family, everything. It's like, stress is my middle name. So then you flip the book around. You turn it to the back. And you use a few names. You say, Thoreau, Emerson, Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they all read this book. And you might have heard of some of them, you know. They were also in some stressful situations, you know.